Hello, welcome to Sunsplash, where I show you how to create a Unsplash in a Google Sheet. How this works is exactly like Unsplash, where you can enter a search term here, let's say jungle, and you get images here in this column. And then also I added a extra special thing. So Unsplash is normally free photos to download. But if you're a photographer, if you are sharing your photos with people, you can absolutely give them away for free. Or you can use Buy Me a Coffee to monetize them. So like if you want to say, hey, link to buy a high res version, you can, and I'll show you that as well. So you don't have to do this and just give away your photos. If you have some kind of way to have an audience that wants your photos, you can actually make a searchable site for them all in Google Sheets. So let me walk through what we're going to do today. We're going to create the database. We're going to use photo URLs. I'm going to show you two ways to put the images inside of Google Sheets. And they each have their issues, so you'll see which way you want to do it. And then I'll show you coffee links, how that works over at Buy Me a Coffee. And Buy Me a Coffee, by the way, is free, so if you're looking to monetize your images, that's a great way to do it with these coffee links. And then I'll show you how to do the search by keyword. We're going to use the query formula to get this list of results. This is all done for you in this video. If you're watching this and you don't have access to all of the videos at Better Sheets, I just want to take the moment to tell you should go get access to all of them. Part 2 of this video is in there. That doesn't mean you can't do the entire thing in this video. In this video, you're going to be able to complete this all the way. But in part 2, I'm going to just do a couple more things that are very interesting. So one is we're going to add quick links to pre-filled results. So you can add under here like, oh, you want to go see water. And you can literally click these and get sent to a sheet, and you have bubbles there. Or you want to see jungle. That way you can lead your users to the places you want to lead them. Then we're also going to create another sheet. So sometimes you want to save your database and you don't want people to have access to that. I'm going to show you how to do that with import range, where you can give them access to a separate spreadsheet that has the same data. And you're going to have to be able to protect the sheet with your protected cells, protected sheet. I'm also going to be able to share with you how you protect all of the other cells on a sheet other than one. In that case, it's the search one. And then we're also going to fix an issue with case sensitivity in our search in our second video. But today, right now, I'm going to show you everything you need to know in order to be able to create your own Unsplash in Google Sheets, which I call Sunsplash, like sheet Unsplash. And again, it's just basically a search here. We're searching for these links, and then we're actually using an index match over here. So I'll show you all that. So first, let's create our database, and I'll share with you how to get these images. So what happens is you can have a link. You put a link here to the actual, if you have a hosted site and you have the actual link to the actual photo, you can put it here, and then all you need to do is image and then that link. So you just need the image function. If you, however, don't have a place to store photos, you can store them on Google Drive. Sorry, you can throw them into Google Drive, and then what happens is you can get images two ways into your sheet. So one is you can literally go up to Insert, Insert Image in Cell, and you can choose from Google Drive. Go here. I have it in a folder called Sunsplash. It might take a moment to load. Where is my Sunsplash? Here it is. As you can tell, this is a bit of a monotonous. If you have 100, 200 photos, you're going to get some issues. So let's put this one in. And so we can get that into a cell, and it'll load eventually. And then we can put a link here and then some keywords like man, bike, motorcycle. In order to see this, you have to open this up. There you go. That's the image. To create the image link, so if we want to sell that, obviously if you want to just have a link to the image, you can put this link here over here. But in this case, we're going to make this link a monetized link. Like they have to pay $3 to download this. So in that case, what you need to do is get the link to the shareable link, and go to Buy Me a Coffee. This is my Buy Me a Coffee for my newsletter. And in products, you can enter a reward link, set a price, and create the link. So here, you can literally just put that there, create a link. It'd be easier. It's just a little bit of a time consuming, if you have like, I don't know, if you have 200 of these. So you can customize your link. This is like Sunsplash example. And then save. Oh, you can have to put in a number of coffees. So 3 or 1 for $3. You can set it for 50. Title is Sunsplash example. And then you should be able to save. And now you have a monetized link as easy as, and it's going to be in your product. There it is in your products. You can copy this link. Oh, where is it? You can copy this link and put it right here. And so now we have a monetized link. What's interesting too is we cannot call this column with our normal query. So I'll show you how to fix that real soon. So now we have a database. We can create our keywords here. Now the issue is getting them searched, right? If you have 500 or 200 even, or 100 or 50 images, it's going to be hard to find all the images we want. And if you're selling like 1 or 2 images at a time, people really only want to find the 1 or 2 they want. So our database is done, and we can add to this as much as we want, take as long as we want to add to it. But now we're going to create the search. So all I did was put the header of the results up here, and so as you scroll down, the search bar disappears. This search bar is literally just text. It's just jungle. You see, there's nothing special about it. We can add bike there, and now we have our bike. We can delete, and if we have anything else, enter your keyword. I have this here as an if error. If there's an error of this query, we're going to put this. So that's the only complicated part there. But let me delete this and let me show you what the query is, because this is probably the most special thing you'll find. So this is just a query. It says it's an error. We put in jungle, and we get our list. There are 2 things, actually. I want to make sure you understand there are 2 things here going on. One is there is a query, and it's getting this the row or all of the filters. This one for the image is actually an index match, and what that's saying is, give me on row C of our database, or column C of our database, match it to whatever this text is. So I want to get this text, so this could be a link to it, this could be any kind of ID number, whatever you want to put in there, but I just put the link to make it easier. Match that row, find that row where this is, and match it in column C. So we're going to go, basically I'll walk you through that. It says, find in column C the row that matches the row in column A. So find this, match it. That's it. But we need to get this query first. And this query is probably the most complicated part of this search, because we are searching for a single word or a single phrase within these keywords. We're not searching for the entire thing, so the entire cell. So here's what we do. We use query. I'm going to put this right, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to put this right here so we can see it if we need it. We're going to rewrite it, and I'll walk you through it. So we go equals for the formula, query. The first argument is going to be in what range of cells do we need. So DB is our database page. A2 is the second row to C. We only need A through C. We need to know the keywords. We need to have the, here we can even go and see. we need to get the image path, the keywords, and the thumbnail. That's the three things we need. And so let's keep going and writing this query. So the next argument we're going to have is, if you know anything about SQL, this is very similar to SQL. So we want to select or get in the first column, so A. We don't have to do A. If you do other kinds of formulas, you might have to do A, column A. In this case, for query, we don't have to. We just say A. Where, that's like the keyword to find, like, now we have an argument. Now we have like a comparison. We need to compare, and we'll get all of the A rows based on what the next comes. So B is the keyword column, and it has. We use the word contains. Now we do a space, and I end the quote. So this is the query, and we're going to add in this B5. Well, if we did B5 here, and then we ended it, there's going to be an error. So we need to get B5 out of this quotation mark. How we do that is with the and symbol. And B5, and now you see it's colored, so it's actually connecting. I'm going to run into one more problem in just a second. You'll see it's still an error. What we need to do is actually surround this phrase with quote marks. So we add a single quote just before the double quote. Now we do double quotes, and inside the double quotes, we do a single quote, and we have to put an and there as well. So that is a little bit complicated to know, but as long as you get these and symbols and you put these tiny the single quotes around it, but in double quotes, I don't know if that sounds right, that should work. And now we need to write this index match. So what it is index equals index. Again, we're doing DB. In this case, just select what we want. We want this, and we want to match. In this case, we're not using query, so we can actually use the real terms. We want B7. We want it to match A. We want it hard match, and that's all we want. And so we get our image. And we can wrap that in an if error, do nothing, comma, there. And now we have that all the way down, and see it's all blank down here, and it's just waiting for these results to come. And once the results are there, there's no error, and we get the thumbnail. What might you run into problems here is in these images. You might think, well, what if we just do equals image and the URL? Well, depends on what URL you have. If you're doing this in Google Drive, you might have like a Drive image here, and that doesn't work. So here, I'll put this here. I'll put this. We have, let's say that, and we go image, and we put here, and it just doesn't show up. Even though this is the image shared image URL, it doesn't show up in Google Sheets. So what we need to do now, we're going to go a little deeper. We need to go find, do this in a incognito window. We need to actually go find not the Drive image, but the actual image in the source. So we actually have to inspect the page. You have to find the image source, and once you get this URL of the actual image source, let's put that in the URL there, then image works. So we have that bubble image here now. So that's here. And see, it's like this GoogleUserContent.com. It's this like CDN they're using. And as you can tell, there are some issues with both, right? This is a very manual process to put all these images in. But honestly, like if you have to do this for free and you're just trying to make a little bit of money, then this is probably the best way to do it. Just spend some time getting these URLs. Again, you can just insert the image if you want. So there's two ways. You can insert image here, or you can go find the actual CDN, Google User Content, and put that in there. If you are just giving away the images, then you don't need to use coffee links. If you want to make some money and sell these images, maybe high-res version, or a package of them, you can use coffee links to monetize that. So we made a database, got the photo URLs from Google Drive, and we also did an insert image into cell, showed you coffee links, and we did the search keyword. We used the query formula to get a list of results. And then I actually also showed you index match to get the image off of those list of results. If you want to continue and do more interesting things, that should get you started, and that should get you an unsplash of your own photos to sell as long as you want. If you want to go further, go to bettersheets.co. Get lifetime access right now, and I'll share with you the next things like quick links to pre-filled results. We'll create another sheet and do import range so we can protect our data. We'll protect this sheet cells, and we'll also fix an image, a search problem here. Basically, it's case sensitive, so if we do jungle, we get no results. We can do jungle, we get no results. And I'll show you very quickly how to fix that. Actually, it's using the lower formula. If you already know that, then you don't need to know. But yeah, I'll show you how to fix that over at bettersheets.co. I'll see you there. Bye.